speaking of free speech warriors and whatnot, Elon Musk having a full blown meltdown over all of this backlash. And keep in mind, this environment that he has fostered, he has no one to blame but himself. No one likes him, and so he's constantly burning bridges, not being in good graces with people who are actually like stable minded, courting a lot more sympathy from the far right, the alt right types, and everything. Those who are prone to conspiracy theories, those who are anti immigrant, those who are anti woke. Oh, those who are anti-trans, who just constantly make a stink on Twitter, uh, just doom scrolling 18 hours a day about how bad DEI is, or whatever the flying fuck. The Tim Pools of the world, the Michael Knowles of the world, the Ben Shapiro's, the Matt Walsh's, the Lives of TikToks, you name it. He's been fostering their support for a very long time now. It's so transparent. He's on the platform every single day. And now, when his bottom line is threatened, he dares defend H-1B visas. Um, it's all of a sudden like a big problem, and like he's not going to let his bottom line be affected. He's going to it, he's going to maximize his profits. He's going to deliver for his shareholders. He's going to generate as much value to his products as possible. That's how the system works. That's how this game works. That's how it's played. And so he's just been having a full blown meltdown. He tweets, "I am constantly insulted on this platform," and my response to this is basically, he buys the platform to inflate his ego. Undeniable. He buddies up with reactionaries and lunatics to further stroke his ego. And then he starts being weird and unlikable enough to turn those people away, and his ego begins to further fracture. And now we're seeing all the dividing lines as a result of all this. Honestly, um, what really got me about this whole civil war starting off is when he got roasted by a bunch of racists and neo-Nazis that he was on a space with, using his alleged burner account. And if you don't know, there's an account on Twitter called Adrian Dittman, and it's pretty well established that this account is basically Elon Musk's burner account. He sounds like Elon. He defends Elon at all costs. He's basically dick riding himself. Um, it's suggested that he uses a voice modulator, so it's not exactly like his voice, but his mannerisms, the way he speaks, and just nobody defends another person like this guy does. It's like the lengths that this account goes to just hype Elon Musk out, like saying like Elon Musk is the best dad ever. Just pathetic things that no one actually believes. He got roasted for defending the H-1B visas in this Twitter space, where a bunch like literal racists, literal neo-Nazis were like, "I don't want dirty Indians coming into this country and taking tech jobs and whatnot." Like, just disgusting shit. Like, don't get me wrong. There is an argument to be made that, sure, these jobs should be going to Americans, but none of these people in this incoming administration wants to expand public education, let alone education as a whole, to Americans. They don't want an educated population, like, period. So it's like, there's a meme floating around, because like everything's best said in memes. It's like the political comics of our time, It says I think I actually posted it here on my Twitter. Yeah, we can't hire Americans because they're not educated enough. And then someone's standing off to the side saying, "Educate me," and the guy says, "Fuck off." I mean, the best that the Trump administration can do is just abolish the Department of Education and strip funding from public schools. It's just all money laundering. They want to cut everything in the government. They want to make it as inefficient as possible, and they want all that money for themselves and all their billionaire crook friends on fucking Wall Street. After this whole drama blew the hell up, Elon Musk started literally stripping away blue checks from a lot of these far right accounts. And that means they can no longer be monetized for their posts. Their reach is severely diminished. And it's just ironic, you know. Um, just don't wrong Elon Musk, and you won't get your blue check stripped away. I guess. I mean, why would you argue with him? He's the richest man in the world, so that must mean he's good at what he does, right? And the funny thing about that too is, even people like Michael Knowles are saying like, "Wow, this really like it shows that meritocracy is coming into question." You know, it's like just wow, another thing that the left has been screaming about for years. Yeah, whatever made you think that we live in a meritocracy? But yeah. So Trump supports immigration visas backed by Musk, according to the New York Post. He says, "I have many H-1B visas on my properties." So yeah, sorry MAGA, he's just not that into you. Yeah. And so of course Elon Musk isn't taking all of this very well. Um yeah, I agree, Megan. Demonetizing the crazes is hilarious. I fucking love it. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. It's like what really gets me about it is just like how just blatant the hypocrisy is. Because I mean, when it comes to the right, when it comes to Republicans in general and people adjacent to the Republican Party, is they only operate on hypocrisy and double standards. That's it. Uh, and all their rhetoric, when it gets flipped on its head and it gets pointed right back at them, all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. Um, yeah, like I said, Elon Musk not taking it well. Please post a bit more positive, beautiful, or informative content on this platform. Keith Olbermann retweets that saying, "Idiot poisons well. Idiot pleads for better water." It's just hilarious. I think I'll end it on this. It's this post from Threads, which is a competitor to Twitter, but it's not nearly as good as Blue Sky. From Romani Soup. Let me see if I can actually zoom in on this. No, of course not, because of the interface for fucking. This is bullshit. All right, I'll try to read it, but it's a little small. So, very bizarre phenomena on the right wing forums I monitor. Remember the Musk H1B/Loomer online spat? Well, that originally spilled over onto right wing forums, with most people taking Loomer's side. Most MAGA people are not just anti immigrant, they are out and out racists. Unfucking deniable. They don't see how foreigners, it's not exactly spelled like that, um, contribute. They don't see how foreigners contribute to America first. These forums were raging with "it must be a mistake" and "Musk is unhinged. I didn't vote for more foreigners," etc. And then something weird happened. Trump chimed into the online spat, taking Musk's side. Trump, too, wants H-1B foreigners taking U.S. jobs. There was a palpable there was a palpable pause. See, I can't fucking read this; it's too small. There was a palpable pause in right-wing online world as they digested this. The guy they voted for made it crystal clear he supported a policy they vehemently disagreed with. And then the posts happen. Oh yeah, we can use foreigners to make America great. Legal immigration is fine. We just don't like illegals, etc. They completely capitulated. And don't get me wrong, just to digress from this a little bit, there are some that really don't give a shit about like legal immigration and whatnot. Like it's totally legit to be like, okay, yeah, illegal immigration and illegal immigrants taking U.S. jobs, not okay. That's a fine argument. But you have a lot of people being like, no, H-1B visas, that's not okay. That's like it's illegal immigration with extra steps. It's basically the gist of it. Like you're still giving these jobs to these undesirable foreigners and whatnot. You still see a lot of this rhetoric in the far right. To continue from these posts. Even when challenged on how they were just yesterday saying the exact opposite, the right-wing anti-immigration people were suddenly towing the line. The key was Trump speaking out. These people will never disagree with him no matter what. And now the right-wing forums are completely devoid of comment or speaking about H-1Bs or Loomer or Musk. It's like it never happened. Totally bizarre glimpse into the cult. Yeah, if you're super deep into it, to where like you're basically like you're hinging on every single post made by Trump on like Truth Social or whatever, or every tweet that Elon Musk makes on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then you're not as invested in the outcome of this. You just don't care. You have your own. You actually have your own positions. Your positions aren't based on what fucking Donald Trump thinks or what Elon Musk thinks or whatever prominent right wing figure that you follow. It really is a cult mentality to just change your position on a dime like that because you're the guy you sip for and have been sipping for years and years says that this is his position on it. It doesn't matter if it's contradictory or it conflicts with past statements. It really is like a cult mentality. All right, time to catch up on what Megan's saying.